This is section 9.4. We're going to talk about the law of cosines in this section. The last section we did the law of sines, which is actually quite a bit easier than the law of cosines. The law of cosines is just another formula. It is a formula that we have to know and that we have to remember, and that's what makes it difficult. But the really challenging part is understanding that when we're using the law of cosines to solve for things, keep in mind that this formula that you see, it doesn't always have to be written like this. So a lot of times the confusing part is thinking that your C's and your A's always have to go exactly where you see this. Keep in mind, this formula that you see right here is only based on the triangle that you see above. So I could change any of these letters around. The point is that when we look at this, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. What we have to understand is the angle that we're dealing with and the letter out here are always going to be the same. So if I wanted to find angle B, or if I wanted to find side B, then we can also write the equation b squared equals, and then now it's going to be c squared plus a squared minus 2 times a times c, and then cosine of b. And then again, if I wanted to do a, it would be a squared equals c squared plus b squared minus 2cb cosine of a. So the point is we can use any of these formulas for anything we want. Basically what's going on here is we just have to plug things in appropriately. Whatever angle we're given will obviously go here, and whatever angle we're given, it's the opposite side of that that is going to go on the outside on the other side. So it's really important that when you draw your triangles out that you don't just just automatically plug something in for certain letters. You got to make sure that you are plugging in appropriately. Okay, so let's look at this first example, and you'll see exactly what I mean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a triangle. I'm going to try and draw a triangle. It's not very straight, but you guys get the idea. And I'm just going to label it A, B, and C. Now, I'm not doing anything with the law of cosines yet. I'm just labeling my triangle. So when I label my sides, if I go through and I say that this is side 6, and this is side 12, and this is side 15, again, it doesn't really matter. It says find the measure of the smallest angle. Well, how do we know which one the smallest angle is? Hopefully, you understand the concept that the smallest angle will produce the smallest side. So therefore, angle A is what we're looking for here. Because we're looking for angle A, we've got to use the formula where it's cosine of A instead. So it's going to look like A squared equals C squared plus B squared minus 2 times C times B times the cosine of A. And this is what we are looking for. So everything else we know. Plug in A, 6 squared equals, and then here we have 12 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 12. It doesn't really matter. I did that in the wrong order, but that's okay. Cosine of A, and then again, we're just going to do everything we need to break this down so we can solve for A. So we get 36 equals 369 minus 360 cosine of A. Now, the one mistake that I'll see you guys make, even though you're honor students, the one mistake that I can see you still making is do not combine these two, please. You have to minus 369 first. So we're left with negative 333 equals negative 360 cosine of A. We divide both sides by negative 360. And we actually end up with 0.925 equals the cosine of A. So to figure out what A is, remember that's not our answer, we still have to figure out what A is. We do the inverse. Inverse cosine of 0.925 is equal to A. So then angle A is equal to 22.33 degrees. And that's all we're looking for in this problem. And that's really it. There's only one thing to know about the law of cosines, and that's to understand that we're plugging in the correct things into the right letters. And the letters can change. That's the big thing to understand here. Okay, so I have an on your own down here. This on your own should actually be quite easy. Try that, put in the answer. You're given two sides in an angle, so since you're given two sides in an included angle, you really just have to use your formula and then solve from there. So go ahead and draw the triangle if you need to and do that problem, and let's see how you do. So you should have got an answer of A equals 12.93 centimeters. Again, it's not even A equals, it just depends on what letters you use. But you can see I drew my triangle. I put my angle as 115 degrees, and then 5 and 10 were my sides on each side of that angle. So then I plugged in A squared, because that's what I'm looking for based on what angle I have here, equals, and then my two sides squared minus the whole formula with my 115 plugged in. Got A squared equals this. Took the square root of both sides and got 12.93. So hopefully that's what you got. Again, that's it for this section. One concept, the law of cosines. Hopefully it makes sense, and I'll see you in class.